everybody, welcome back to another video with Laura from Fairy Fox. I am very excited today. I have some fun things to share with you and I hope that you're excited too. I love the freedom that comes from having a small kit, but also the techniques that allow me to kind of play and expand. So for today, I've got 4 techniques that I want to take you through. The first one is the idea of a companion cake. These are cakes that blend perfectly together because they use the same colors and allow us to do designs that have impact by using both sponging and brushing techniques in a single design. The second technique I'm going to take you through is micro painting. Micro painting is so much fun because we do big things little and tiny, and I love it because instead of doing just a unicorn, we get to have a unicorn with roses or a unicorn with butterflies, because even though we're running out of space, we can take that little bit of space that's left over here or over here, and we can throw in something amazing with skills we already have by micro painting. The third technique I want to show you is I want to show you how to use your one-stroke skills with a rainbow cake. So often we use one-stroke cakes that are fantastic, but they get pricey when you have to buy a lot of them, and they also take up a lot of space in our kit. So by having a really specific rainbow cake that has 6 colors in it, we are able to create incredible color combinations out of a single cake. The next technique I want to take you through is how to do a mix load. This is where we will load multiple rainbow cakes onto a single sponge and mix and match which colors we're picking from where in order to have great variety with just a few number of cakes. The last technique I want to take you through is preloading or post-loading, either a sponge or a brush, either way, to manipulate the tones, to be able to pale something out or add depth or richness. And we can do this with black and white, but all kinds of colors. I can't wait to show you guys companion cakes. For this design, this is not a new design. I did not come up with this. This is something we have all seen many times, but it's fabulous. So we're just gonna spritz our sponge and load up a rainbow cake. So we're gonna come in here. I'm gonna use this one right here, and we're gonna grab the blue and white. Now for this design, we don't need a lot of the white. So I'm gonna go ahead, and when I put it on the design, we're gonna avoid that, and I'll show you how to do it. So we're gonna take this blue, we're gonna squeeze here because that's gonna give us more control. And we're gonna go in and we're gonna just give her beautiful blue eyeshadow. Now by moving this around, you can see I've got all these colors and all that's coming out is blue. And that's because I'm up here on the tip of my sponge. So I'm gonna flip it over. Now a little bit of that white shows up. It's totally good because we're blending. So we're gonna blend the blue into the white. It'll be so nice. And we just get that on both sides. Then we're gonna scoot our sponge down and we're gonna go in. Now we're gonna keep the white there because I don't want green to show up, but we're gonna move down into the orange and yellow and pink. So we'll start up here on the pink edge and we're gonna just blend that down. Now that white protects the blue. So we keep the green at bay. But you can see that this is just a beautiful, vibrant combo. Love it, love it. So then often we put a rainbow in between and it's gorgeous. So we're gonna do that, but we're gonna use the companion cake. So coming over here, we can grab this and it is exactly the same colors. And by having it be the same colors, it's going to lend like authenticity almost, right? And we can come and we can put in that rainbow. And those are going to just blend seamlessly together because they're the same colors. It's awesome. Now, what we can do is we can come back to our original sponged color and we're gonna load up just the blue and white. Again, same colors. We're not changing our palette, and that gives us more power. This will look almost like a cloud, little butterfly cloud vibe. And then this is ready for a gem. It's ready for some line work, but I just wanted to show you the power of this companion cake where these colors and these colors blend seamlessly. So I hope that you try painting with companion cakes. Okay, our next technique that I'm so excited to show you guys that I love about my kit is I want to show you micro painting. So I do this fairly often when I'm looking to enhance a design. Normal butterfly for me, if I'm one stroking, is gonna be with this bigger brush. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna just lay down that top wing, come out, lay down a bottom wing, flip and reverse. And I'm just, you know, it's just like boom, wiggle, 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 swoop back up. Okay. And then I might come in and be like, all right, I'm having a good day. I'm gonna, you know, add a little bit more flair to those wings or whatever. I have a good time. I love it. Then if it's a really dark center, you know, we can come in here and do all of our crazy line work. This technique of micro painting is where we use exactly the same skill set we already have, but we are going to move from a larger brush to a smaller brush. Now, if we were to do this, which we will do it so I can show you, with our same cake, we're going to be stuck with either getting barely any variation at all, or mostly white and not having the depth, or mostly dark and not having the highlight. So by having a cake that has tiny little cuts of color, we are able to load the exact same proportion. Then we come in, we're gonna do the same butterfly, but check it out. Ooh, this has a little purple edge in there too. Now, instead of being the main, you know, cheek art or something, if I have a little unicorn, I can do a couple little butterflies. This micro painting can get even smaller. And so sometimes I'll do a series. So I have like big brother and big sister and then the little baby one. But you can see we can just do all of this. And now we've got this awesome cluster going on. And same way we can put in those little baby butterfly bodies and the baby butterfly antenna, and boom, like it's so fast. But look how amazing. It's like a third of the size or less because we are micro painting.
Using a brush cake is where we're going to take a rainbow cake that's been specifically designed to be brushed instead of sponged on. And so what we're doing here is we are creating 9 separate one-stroke cakes out of a single brush cake. This is an awesome technique to use when you have a limited palette available, but you want to use a lot of different colors.
One of the drawbacks to having such a small kit is you're left with a limited palette. And so I wanted to show you a technique I like to think of as the 2-cake load. We're going to load 2 different cakes on the same sponge that's going to give us a brand new cake that I don't have in my kit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sponge and I'm just going to spritz it down. Okay, it's ready to go. Now I'm going to come over to this one and I'm going to load this super vibrant rainbow right here. You can see I'm getting lots of yellow, orange, and pink. Now the trick to this is that whatever color you have on the edge of your load, here I've got that bright pink, you're gonna find another cake in your kit that shares that same color. So I'm gonna come right here, I've got that neon pink right there, gonna line it up, and then I just load the other colors. Now I already have yellow and pink right here, but I want a wider rainbow and I want that orange. So now I come over to my design and I'm able to put down our yellow, orange, goes into the pink, purple, blue, and green, and I get this gorgeous rainbow that is bigger than a single cake and has more colors and is just this beautiful balanced load. And look how pretty that is. Isn't it gorgeous? I love this. It makes me so happy. And it lets me not carry around as many cakes. You guys are getting it. I love a small kit. Another technique I want to demo for you guys that allows you to expand your palette is called a preload. In order to do a preload, what we're going to do is we're going to get a color on the sponge first. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spritz it wet. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to load up this white. Now, usually I would do this on a full white cake, but this will work. I'm just loading up that white. Now that I have a white load, I'm going to go ahead and spritz again. I do this when I'm using my perfect rainbow. When I'm wanting to use this cake, this part goes on the eyelid, and I don't like to have that dark of a color on the eyelid. for the particular design I like to paint with the butterfly. So I load the white on that edge first, and it gives me a pastel purple and blue. Then I move into my yellow, and I want the dark pink. A little more water. So I don't change the colors here. Now you could load white on the whole sponge and then pastel your whole cake. But this just gives me, look at that beautiful pastel purple and blue and green vibe coming out, even though there's no green. And then we get the full vibrant of the pink and yellow. And so it just gives a different rainbow than this one. It dulls these colors out, leaves those ones alone.
And there you have it. Thank you for spending some time with me and these techniques. And I'm going to just leave you with a few pictures from on the job.